Tim, if I could get you chopping some of our ingredients. And of course, I'm going along that Mediterranean theme, which is my go-to.
Sun-dried.
We're going to use sun-dried tomatoes, some black olives, some gorgeous, smooth, creamy feta, some fresh basil. That's going to make our filling for the chicken. So if you can just chop those all up really nice and small. I've left you a bowl next to you.
Thank you.
And then to do our polenta chips, I've got some stock here, just nicely simmering away. This is just chicken stock. And then I'm just going to pour in a little bit of the polenta. And the trick is to whisk as you're pouring in the polenta. And you want this polenta to start to thicken up, be beautiful and creamy. Polenta, by the way, is just cornmeal.
I like that you're cooking it in chicken stock just to give it a bit more flavour rather than just water.
Exactly. Bit of flavour, and then some flavour is also going to come from some extra virgin olive oil.
Oh, yeah.
And then one of my absolute favourite cheeses.
Oh.
In fact, I'm using two probably of my favourite cheeses, the feta and parmesan, in this recipe. So this is getting to be nice and thick.
Yum.
I'm going to pour in about a tablespoon or so of extra virgin olive oil and a good pinch of salt. I'll taste that again before we pour it into the bowl. I'm going to just put the lid on that and let it simmer away for about 10 minutes while we get the chicken ready.
How much feta do you want me to use? Maybe half the block?
About half of that block, yeah. And I've chosen a smooth feta here because I want it to be a really lovely, creamy kind of filling.
Yeah.
But you could use any sort of feta that you've got. This is such a traditional kind of Mediterranean cheese to use. Look at how beautiful that is. So it's a source of protein, it's a source of calcium. I thought you were going to for a second.
I love it.
And so, yeah, it's just a real favourite of mine. I think it's just such a beautiful cheese to use in your salads, use in dips, and use in fillings like this.
I couldn't resist.
You did. You went for it, didn't you?
It's so good. I'm obsessed.
Here's what to do with your chicken breast. You don't want to slice all the way through. You basically want to make a little pocket. Don't worry if you do. This is the kind of recipe that you can kind of stuff it. The prosciutto is going to hold it all together. OK, Tim, if you want to pop in a nice, good handful of basil.
Got ya.
Do you grow some fresh herbs in your garden?
I have the most terrible green thumb. Whatever the opposite of a green thumb is, that is me. I just kill everything. I can do some rosemary, but that's about it.
Well, I do. One of my lovely projects I've done this last year was get one of those great big tubs for the backyard. And I have a few veggies and I've got a lovely herb garden. So the reason I'm thinking about it is because basil is one of those herbs that is so good if you grow it and take it fresh from the garden. Because you know when you buy it and it kind of is already wilting a couple of days later and it starts to annoy you?
But if you can walk out the back and just pick off what you need from the garden.
Oh, makes such a difference.
You can't
It's
beat
lovely.
it.
So I grow lots of basil and then use it in all of my cooking. It is one of my favourite herbs. Now, I'm just going to give this another little stir. Just make sure you give it a wee stir every now and again. If you need to add a bit more water or more stock, then go for it.
Anything else to go in this, or that's it?
OK, I think we'll put some pepper in here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to salt it because feta is quite a salty cheese.
True.
And the prosciutto is salty on the outside, so I don't think it needs salt. Give that a nice stir. OK, and this is where you've just got to use your hands.
Let's do it.
So grab a chicken breast. In goes a nice spoonful, sort of roughly gauge how much filling you've got and how many chicken breasts you have to fill. Because, of course, if you've got this spoon touching chicken meat, you can't then use this filling for anything else. So make sure that you've just nicely split the filling between your 4 chicken breasts. And then we take our prosciutto and you wrap the prosciutto around the outside, and then that one is going to help keep the chicken nice and moist, but also it really seals in the filling, so you're not going to get your filling everywhere.
Oh, they look great. I love how you're wrapping them in prosciutto. It's really going to help them to stay nice and moist, because you're right, chicken breast does dry out. I would normally go for a chicken thigh just because they're a bit more forgiving.
And for a dish like this, actually the chicken breast is bigger, so it does kind of work.
Yeah.
My other favourite is often to use the Maryland, which then has the bone attached.
Oh, that'd be nice.
And you can do exactly the same thing, stuffing the chicken Maryland. Just line the baking tray here with baking paper so it doesn't stick, and lay your chicken breasts in here. Beautiful. Lastly, with my polenta, I'm going to grate in a nice, generous portion of my parmesan.
Make it rain, Joe, make it rain.
Make it rain. Can you ever have too much parmesan? I don't think so.
No.
Do you know that parmesan is actually the cheese with the highest calcium content?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there you go. I'm giving you a good dose of calcium at the same time. And don't worry if some chunks go in there, that parmesan's just going to melt. Okay. I could keep going, but I'll stop. In it goes. Turn off the heat. And then we just pour the polenta into a lined with Glad wrap tray.
Oh, yum. That's great.
And of course, you can have polenta just like this.
Yeah.
Like, you know, instead of mash. It's absolutely delicious. Just going to spread it out a little bit. And then what we need to do is completely chill this polenta down. Once it's cool enough, pop it into the fridge so that it completely sets. And then we can cut it into our chip shapes, brush it with extra virgin olive oil, and then it's going to go in the oven along with the chicken.
Smells so good.
I know, this is where you need a scratch and sniff on your TV screen. This smell is so, so gorgeous. So you can see how the prosciutto crisps up just nicely.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. And just make sure that you don't overcook, because your chicken will still go dry if you overcook it.
Look at these.
And then some lovely crispy polenta chips.
Can I?
Yeah, you can. You just couldn't resist, could you?
I couldn't.
Can't wait until it's on the
Oh,
plate.
yum.
I think it's the cooks are allowed to always have a taste. Isn't that the way it works?
That's right.
Okay, so I'll just slice open one of these to serve so you
let's
can
have a look.
see the inside. So you've got that lovely
Wow.
little Mediterranean type filling. So our chicken goes on the plate.
The chicken looks really moist too, which is
Beautiful. A few little polenta chips, and if you like, you can kind of make a wee stack of these for some fun.
Yeah.
It's like a Jenga board.
Yep.
And then, of course, just add some little greens. I would serve this either with some steamed green veggies or just some lovely fresh greens like this. A very simple dressing. I've got quite a lot going on here, so I'm just going to use some really good quality.
Good quality.
Extra virgin olive oil,
That's all you need.
a wee pinch of salt on my greens, and the chips, touch of black pepper.
Wow.
Dinner is served.